Work injury lawyer in Texas. Regarding place of work injuries, the taking part in discipline is continually in want of your employer. When your company violates the infinite policies in vicinity to defend employees from on-the-job injuries, they will attempt their hardest to deny you getting just compensation. Every 7 seconds, an employee is injured in the United States. That equals 540 injured employees per hour, or 12,900 a day. A work injury lawyer can assist you maximize your recuperation from now, not simply pursuing your organization, however, third-party legal responsibility claims as well. Our group has recovered some of the most large settlements and verdicts for place of business damage victims. These are no longer instances you choose to depart to chance. Do I want a lawyer for a workplace injury? Injury legal professionals have a very particular position in place of business injuries. Many harm attorneys don't take care of workers' comp claims. For that, you would want a workers' compensation lawyer. Work injuries, however, may additionally go past your corporation and contain 0.33 parties. For example, let's say Brad works for a development company. The development enterprise makes use of cranes as section of the constructing process. Brad is an upstanding worker who follows all the regulations and used to be the usage of the crane as the crane have to be used. However, the crane collapsed and Brad, along with countless different coworkers, had been severely injured. It quickly will become clear that there was once a defect with the crane that made it unsafe. With all of the information in our above example, the defect would make the crane producer liable. To attain the full viable of justice, it's necessary for any worker injured through a piece of gear to are trying to find the help of an accidents attorney. Why choose 𝐘𝐨𝐮𝐫 as your work injury lawyer? The 𝐘𝐨𝐮 law firm has some of the most expert and well-respected work damage legal professionals in private injury. Our crew is equipped to assist you pass ahead with your life. We have almost 50 years of trip retaining negligent employers in charge for their actions. Work accidents can happen when you least count on them. These accidents can price you in the time you have to take off work, scientific bills, and ache and suffering. As the sufferer of a place of work accident, you may additionally be entitled to compensation below Texas workers' laws. Our group of work damage attorneys is prepared to assist you cross ahead with your life. Contact us these days for a free consultation. Proving workplace injury negligence. Negligence can take many forms. However, there are commonly 4 essential factors that a work harm lawyer ought to be met to show negligence with the aid of an employer. If the employer owed the sufferer a responsibility of case, employers have an understood obligation of care. It is an employer's job to make certain that personnel are secure when on the premises or the usage of equipment. Breach the obligation of care. After the obligation of care is established, it need to be validated that the agency by some means violated that care. Your legal professional can prove a breach of responsibility if the act that led to your damage was once something a lifelike man or woman would have noticed, and damage surely occurred. In order to pass ahead with a case, place of job accidents have to be measurable. This can be a loss of life, limb, or any different bodily accidents that passed off on the job. In some cases, emotional or psychological trauma can be regarded when organizing a victim's injuries. The damage was once the end result of the enterprise negligence. Simply, and company have to keep perfect protection measures to forestall injuries. By contacting a 𝐘𝐨𝐿 law firm place of business harm lawyer, we can assist you set up an employer's negligence. Can a work injury lawyer help hold my employer responsible? After an harm in the workplace, you may also agree with that you can solely get workers' compensation. While this is a conventional rule, there are countless exceptions the place you may additionally be in a position to recoup damages. Sometimes your on-the-job harm would possibly have been precipitated through the negligence of a third party. Depending on the circumstances, this different character or entity might also be a clothier or producer of a faulty piece of gear, or possibly the driver of a transport truck. If you are injured whilst at work due to the negligence of every other party, you can also have the proper to deliver or declare in opposition to that man or woman or entity. These are recognized as third-party claims. Typically, these claims are now not filed in the workers' compensation universe.